My friends, in life people will hurt you. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But the real question is, do we have to react instantly every time? Think about it. If every time someone throws a stone at you, you throw one back, soon the whole world will be full of broken windows and broken hearts. When someone hurts us, our mind pushes us to react immediately, to give it back to prove we are not weak. But wisdom teaches us something deeper. Strength is not an instant reaction but in patient response. Remember, boiling water softens a potato but hardens an egg. It's not the situation but how we respond to it that shapes who we become. My friends, have you ever noticed the difference between a reaction and a response? Imagine this. You're driving your car peacefully. Suddenly, another car cuts in front of you without any signal. Instantly, your blood pressure rises. Your hand reaches for the horn and your tongue is ready with a few very colorful words. The audience laughs. That's a reaction. Instant, emotional, uncontrolled. But let's pause. What if you take a deep breath and think for a moment? Maybe that person was rushing to the hospital. Maybe he simply made a mistake. The same way we have also made mistakes while driving. Then instead of shouting or chasing him down, you choose to stay calm. That's a response, thoughtful, controlled, wise. You see, my dear friends, a reaction comes from the heart in the heat of the moment. But a response comes from the mind after reflection. Reaction is fire. Response is light. Reaction burns bridges. Response builds understanding. Let me give you a small example from daily life. You receive a message late at night. You read it and it upsets you immediately. Your fingers are itching to type back an angry reply. But if you send that message in the heat of the moment, chances are tomorrow morning you will regret it. How many of us have done that? Pause, raise hand, smile. Yes, almost all of us. That's the power of reaction. It makes us slaves of the moment. But when you wait, when you sleep over it, when you give your mind a little space. Now, my friends, pausing is one thing, but responding wisely is where the real art lies. How do we turn that pause into power? Let me share a few simple ways. Yes, it sounds simple, but it works like magic. When anger rises, take a deep breath, count to 5, feel the tension leaving your body. Remember, the mind can only respond clearly when the heart is calm. Instead of saying, "Why are you so careless?" ask, "Is everything okay?" Questions open doors. Statements often slam them shut. A response built on curiosity and understanding can transform conflict into connection. Pause and imagine their perspective. Maybe they are stressed, tired, or distracted. Maybe they made a mistake without ill intent. Empathy turns irritation into insight. It softens the fire of reaction and lights the lamp of understanding. Not literally for months. Audience chuckles. But even a few hours, or at least until you've slept, gives your mind space to cool down. Anger is loud at night. Clarity is calm in the morning. Words are powerful. They can wound or they can uplift. When you respond thoughtfully, you create bridges instead of burning them. Remember, the goal is not to prove you are right, but to preserve peace and understanding. Let me give you an example. A friend once texted me angrily about something I didn't do. My first instinct was to defend myself immediately. But I paused, took a deep breath, and asked a simple question. Can you help me understand what upset you? That single question turned anger into dialogue, conflict into clarity, and tension into laughter later. Audience laughs softly. You see, my friends, responding wisely is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing thought over impulse, reflection over reaction, and peace over chaos. My friends, ask yourself this. Will my words bring peace? Or will they bring war? Even in the smallest moments of daily life, the pause can transform situations. A parent about to scold a child, if they pause, they may see that the child didn't disobey out of rebellion, but out of innocence. A husband or wife on the verge of an argument, if they pause, they may realize the fight isn't about who's right, but about who values the relationship more. A friend about to reply harshly, if they pause, they may choose kindness instead. You see, words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. The pause gives us the chance to check our aim before shooting. Without it, we may release arrows that wound. With it, we can release words that heal. There's an old story of a wise man who told his disciple, when you are angry, before you speak, take a sip of water and hold it in your mouth for a few seconds. By the time you swallow, your anger will have cooled down. The disciple laughed and said, that's too simple. But later, he realized the depth of the wisdom. Those few seconds of silence saved him from saying things that could have caused permanent harm. Sometimes, my friends, wisdom hides in the simplest practices. Life is not about never getting angry or never feeling hurt. We are human. We will feel emotions. But true strength lies in what we do in the gap between the hurt and our response. That gap, the pause, is where maturity lives. That gap is where peace is protected. That gap is where relationships are saved. So, the next time someone hurts you, remember the power of the pause. Count to 5. Breathe. Let the first wave of emotion pass. Then choose your response carefully. Because once words are spoken, they cannot be erased. But if you pause, sometimes the best response is no reaction at all. Sometimes the best words are the ones left unsaid. The pause is not just about seconds, it is about wisdom. And if you master this tiny practice, you will save yourself from countless regrets, countless fights, and countless moments of unnecessary pain. 5 seconds, my friends, just 5 seconds of patience can protect a lifetime of peace. When someone hurts us, the first voice we usually hear is not the voice of wisdom, but the voice of ego. The ego whispers, show them who you are. Don't let them get away with it. Hurt them back. And if we listen, we react with anger, sarcasm, revenge, or bitterness. But here's the truth. When ego fights ego, nobody wins. Both hearts get wounded, both minds lose peace. But when we rise above the ego and choose compassion, something magical happens. Compassion disarms negativity in a way that ego never can. Anger escalates a situation, compassion dissolves it. Ego adds fuel to the fire, compassion pours water on it. Ego makes enemies. Compassion creates healing. The young man approached the saint, furious and full of anger, and asked, if someone insults me, how should I respond? The saint smiled gently and said, tell me, if a child throws mud at you, will you throw mud back at the child? Or will you understand that the child is small and does not know better? The young man paused and replied, of course, I wouldn't throw mud back at the child. The saint nodded, exactly. Many people in this world are grown in age but still children in maturity. They throw mud not because you deserve it, but because that is all they know. Responding with mud only makes you dirty. Responding with compassion keeps you clean. How true is that, my friends? Compassion does not mean you agree with someone's behavior. Compassion does not mean you allow others to mistreat you. Compassion simply means you understand that their hurtful behavior comes from their own wounds, not from your worthlessness. When you see the pain behind their anger, you stop taking their words personally. Instead of reacting, you respond with understanding. Think about it practically. Suppose a colleague snaps at you in the office. The ego says, snap back, put them in their place. But compassion says, maybe they're under pressure. Maybe something is troubling them. If you respond calmly instead of aggressively, you may actually help them feel lighter. You protect your peace and theirs. Even in family life, compassion transforms relationships. A spouse says something harsh after a long day. If you react with ego, the fight escalates. But if you pause and respond with compassion, I can see you're tired. Let's talk later. You stop the fight before it even begins. Instead of two wounded egos clashing, two hearts come closer. And remember, my friends, compassion is not weakness. Many think if I don't react, people will walk over me. No, compassion is strength. It is the courage to remain kind when it is easier to be cruel. It is the ability to stay calm when it is easier to explode. It is the choice to stay human when ego wants you to be a monster. Even science supports this. Studies show that when we practice compassion, our brain releases oxytocin, the hormone that promotes bonding and reduces stress. Compassion heals not only others, but it heals us too. Anger damages the body, compassion repairs it. Anger poisons the mind, compassion cleanses it. Anger steals your sleep, compassion gives you peace. So the next time someone hurts you, ask yourself, do I want to add more pain to this world, or do I want to add more healing? Ego spreads hurt. Compassion breaks the cycle and starts a new one, a cycle of peace. My friends, compassion is not about what the other person deserves. It is about who you want to be. The world is already full of ego, anger, and hatred. What it needs more of is patience, forgiveness, and compassion. When you respond with compassion instead of ego, you're not just protecting your peace, you are becoming a source of light in someone else's darkness. People may forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. If your compassion makes someone feel seen, understood, and less alone, then you have already won the greatest battle, the battle against your own ego. And my friends, one of the greatest skills we can cultivate for lasting peace is learning to detach from drama, to step back, and to respond with clarity and love rather than reaction. My dear friends, remember this: we cannot control what others say or do, but we can always control how we respond. Life will test you again and again. People will misunderstand you, hurt you, even provoke you. But every time that happens, you stand at a sacred crossroads. One path leads to reaction, the other leads to response. Reaction is easy. It gives instant satisfaction but lasting regret. Response takes patience. It may take a moment longer, but it gives peace that lasts forever. So the next time someone hurts you, pause, breathe, smile gently. Don't let their behavior decide your character. Let your peace be stronger than their provocation. Because in that moment of silence, you are not just controlling anger, you are mastering yourself. You are proving that peace is more powerful than